Hi there and welcome. Today I am going to give you 10 essential backpacking tips. The first one is keep it light and keep it simple. It's easy to pack things in a bag. Just wait until you get in a crowded bus walking with your bag in the blazing sun. It's just not fun to do backpacking with a big backpack. You want to bring the smallest amount of items that you can manage. If you have a small backpack, you don't really have to rush. Once you get to a city to drop your things in a hotel, you can directly go wherever you want. And number two is to have a relaxed schedule and to remember to collect experiences and not places. Yeah, of course some planning is good because it does give you a sense of direction and allows you to really reach these juicy spots. But often enough, you can miss so much of your traveling by trying to get to these places. The more flexible your schedule is, the more you can get into situations have not gotten there otherwise. Say that you meet this local in your travel and he invites you to his cousin's wedding. Well, if you have somewhere else to go or somewhere else to be, you will not be able to enjoy it. Well, we know that backpacking is about moving a lot. Just do not let the idea of getting to places get you away from the mere motive for which you're going to these places in the first place. That is enjoyment. Number three. Always ask the locals. In the moments of doubt and when you need help or you feel insecure, you should ask the people in your surroundings. These are the locals. They, of course, know way better what is good to do or not. Yeah, of course, you can get help from the guidebooks. That's really nice. But don't get me wrong, I just don't like the idea of traveling with my book when I can get the same information by having some interaction with the people. It gives you so much more insight in it. Plus, you get to make friends. Don't be shy. I know that at any time, any local will be more than happy to help. Just avoid losing time by making mistakes, by just making sure that the train that you're gonna go to is going to the direction that you think you're going. Tip number 4 is to leave home. That means when you're backpacking, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Do not spend your time on internet. They not only occupy your time, but they also occupy your mind. Yeah, it's okay to check your email and to talk to your friends back home to tell what you're up, but do not let this activity keep you from experiencing the places and the people. If you're spending time telling other people what you're currently living, you might miss out on the great things that could be story to tell otherwise. This also means to avoid hanging out with people from your similar culture. Of course, it is easier to connect with those who share the same culture as you and they speak the same language, but this will not enrich you as much as if you will hang out with the people proper to that place. My 5th tip is to save on everything except food. Yeah, of course, that most of our money we have spent on the flight and we have to protect our budget. This do not mean that we should do it with the food. Think about it. Food is energy. If you're not eating well, you will not have the strength for exploring. My tip number 6 is to do your research. You can get so much more juice from travel if you know where you're going at. This means getting a hold of the map beforehand you go to the place, seeing the history of the place, what places are worth seeing. Small things like this can really help you maximize your experience, for in every place you will know where to head. Or my tip number 7 is to bring these essential items. Of course, you have to always bring your wallet, your passport, and so on, but I always recommend to bring a small towel. It's very handy for when you are finishing showering and you want to keep moving. My second item that I invite you to bring is a nail clipper. Yes, nail clipper is essential. You don't want to be biting your nail. Third is a water bottle. Number 4 is a small lock. When you're in the hostels, you might want to lock your belongings in lockers that they provide. Number 5 and 6 is a small notepad to record everything and a pen to write whatever is needed. Number 8 is to bring socks, and more socks. If you're gonna be traveling light, this means that your rotation of clothing is gonna be very often. But the piece of clothing that it might be most troublesome might be your socks. Well, at least in my case, because I have stinky feet and I don't want my feet to get, let's say, full of funguses. So I want to keep my feet nice and clean when I'm traveling. So I do recommend you that you change your socks as often as you can and to wash them as often as you can. My number 9th tip is to protect yourself from thieves. Just because you have your valuables in the lower compartment of a bus does not mean that it's safe. You should always protect your money and we don't want a thief to take it. And my number 10 tip is the following. Do something crazy. I mean, you're there in an exotic place where no one knows you and you're in a prime moment in your life. It's really a good time to do something out of the ordinary. Make your travel may not only be physical, but also mental. This means to really encounter your fears. Do what you want without any drop of fear and Do not care what other people think. Challenge yourself. Go outside of your boundaries. Talk to a stranger. Just go out there and grasp the elixir of life, which is always present, ready for you to take.